Hey guys, it's True Voodoo. Today we're going to be taking a look at a replay that was just featured on a MIghty Jingles YouTube video. And he shared this game specifically because he wanted to discuss premium ammo. And the game's exciting and there's a lot of really cool moments in here. But the main point of the video was to discuss prem ammo. And the title is the practical alternative to skill. And so I just wanted to take some time and make this video and to give my opinion and my input on these moments and on these key points that Jingles makes, because I do disagree with them. I want to make this video and be respectful. I love Jingles. I have to be able to share my point of view, and hopefully you guys can see that I'm doing it in a respectful way and giving some evidence and some commentary to help you guys understand where I'm coming from. This has been a hot topic for so long. I know a lot of people think that premium ammo should be nerfed. And I think that there are good alternatives other than just reducing the alpha. And so during this video, Jingles makes a lot of points about how if you shoot premium ammo, it's kind of a crutch and you're replacing your lack of skill by shooting a premium shell, and that's allowing you to win and beat these people. And if you're shooting the prem ammo, you are just being lazy because you can go and research weak spots. You can learn to play better instead of just dabbing the 2 key or putting a brick on the 2 key, as he says. So what we're watching here is, and this is a great tank to kind of talk about premium ammo. The T28 HCC has these 2 mini turrets on the side, and they are 100% legitimate weak spots, which is something that's kind of rare in the game. Most tanks have weak spots, but if you shoot them, you do have a percentage of bouncing. Just before we get into the video, if we're discussing skill, I just like to point out that the IS-6 just took off like 20% of the T28's health without aiming using HE shells. Okay, moving along. We're not gonna. That's not what we're discussing here. Okay, we're discussing prem ammo. So I shoot a lot of premium ammo, and I get people who complain at me saying, you prem spammer noob, that's the only reason you beat me. You have no skill. The only reason I died is because you shot prem ammo. And what they fail to realize is a lot of times when they're complaining that, I'm actually shooting them in the low plate, on the cupola, on some kind of weak spot like a mini turret. And I'm shooting the premium ammo to mitigate the RNG, because there's a lot of times where you can RNG bounce when you hit a specific weak spot. On the T28 HTC, you can actually pen these mini turrets every time. So this is the pivotal point in the replay where Jingles sees this moment and he starts saying, here is the quote. I don't know if the Progetto 46 has never seen a T28 before, has no idea where to shoot it, and is just stabbing his 2 key in a blind panic. Heaven forbid he should take 30 seconds to look up the wiki and find out he can pin the 2 mini turrets, but no, we'll just press the 2 key, gold ammo. It's the practical alternative to knowing how to play. I have a big problem with that mentality because I think that's what a lot of people think, but in reality that's the practical alternative to improving your gameplay, is complaining about premium ammo when a lot of times you're the one making a misplay. And as you can see here, the T28 just comes around the corner way too far, so he's exposing his left mini turret, and that's what they're aiming at. But Jingles is saying that they just load the 2 keys because they know he's coming and they have no skill. I shared this perspective so you can see exactly what's being hit. So that's a track shot, and his weak spot would be the mini turret on the right because he overexposed and the guy's shooting right in there in that area where the mini turret is. Hitting a little bit left of it, but that's still a weak spot. Gets a miss, but that miss bounced where he's aiming in that same area, and then he gets another miss in that same spot, you'll see. So that's a track shot because he's getting shot by 2 people. He's not loading prem just because the T28's coming out. He's not right-clicking and auto-aiming and pinning every shot for free. He's actually aiming at the weak spot. And I don't blame him for loading premium ammo because he's shooting into the city where there's a T95 and a T10. It's very reasonable to load premium ammo with those targets. So for me, I say don't complain about premium ammo as the reason you're getting pinned. Fix how you play. Like, he needed to expose less on that corner. And then look here, this is just crazy. We're complaining about prem spam from a guy who is aiming at a weak point, and then the T28 HTC is using auto aim. He's not even aiming his own shots. So what are our priorities when we're complaining about lack of skill? So here, the Progetto's coming around, and there was a comment made that, you know, he's digging into his wallet right here, and more auto aim. So I say that the Progetto is actually using a lot of skill that fight by aiming at the weak spot, and the T28 is using auto aim. He's not even playing. He's letting a computer program aim for him. That takes less skill, in my opinion. So Jingles points out, here comes the prem spammer IKV. He needs to learn how to play the game because he's trying to side scrape in a tank with no armor, and what a bad play. And he's only doing that because he's clearly a bad player because he shoots premium ammo, and he needs to research how to play the game and look up overmatch mechanics. I disagree with that point. I think the IKV made a great play right there. He knows that his team is on the brink of losing, and instead of sitting out somewhere where he has no shots on anything while his teammates are dying, he actually comes in and tries to help them kill the enemy. And he's not side scraping right here to try to bounce a shell. He's side scraping to minimize his hitbox to the enemy, which is a great play. I commend him for not redlining and coming in when at the exact moment his team needed his help. They're on the brink of losing, and he put his tank on the line. He put his stats on the line, and he came in. That's a great team play. And how the T-28 poked him right there, that was great, because he came out and didn't expose his mini turret, and so the IKV had no chance to pen him, even with premium ammo. I think that a lot of the times it's very easy to just blame premium ammo for dying, but in reality, on that first poke up the middle road, the T-28 went hard around that corner when there was a Yak Tiger unspotted up there, shown on the minimap. He overexposed, the Progetto aimed at his weak spot, and then we have a replay with commentary about premium ammo being the issue with the game. And I'll show at the end of the video something of why I personally shoot premium ammo. I don't hate the Progetto for shooting Prem in that situation, considering there's a T10 and a T95 in the city. So we fast forward in the replay a little bit, and we're coming up to this corner where he kind of knows the Yak Tiger is in that region. Earlier in chat he asked, is the Yak Tiger flipped? He kind of has this suspicion. And he's coming around the corner with premium ammo loaded. In a video where we're bagging on people for shooting premium ammo, and the Yak Tiger is AFK, but he keeps loading his premium ammo. Why are we yelling at everyone else for shooting premium ammo at this guy, but not yelling at him for shooting premium ammo at an AFK sideways Yak Tiger? Because technically, if the Yak Tiger faces straight onto him, the T-28 still has the penetration to pen his low plate. So you can just say, well, why don't you just aim at his low plate? You don't need premium ammo. Maybe he's afraid that the Yak Tiger will start playing in, so he's loading the Prem ammo, and that it will face him and use its armor, but technically he can still pen that. So I just had to point that out with all the criticism that why are we not noticing that as well? Or his premium fire extinguisher. Is he not skilled enough to have fast reaction times and use a manual extinguisher? He's paying for like a huge advantage over people who can't afford them. I think there's a lot of things here that you can really get into, and it can turn into like a Pandora's box. But for the sake of argument, I think that premium ammo isn't the problem with this game. I think it's more RNG and armor modeling. And I'll show that at the end of the video. So he gets lit here, and he knows he's being hunted by the ELC EVA 90. It's the underdog. It's fighting against him and a T10. It's a tier 8 light tank with not very good penetration. So here's auto aim again. He missed because of auto aim. And the T-28 comes and shoots at him, and Jingle says he has no idea where to shoot. He presses the 2 key and derps right into the center of mass. But I say that he's not derping. I say that he's aiming, and he's just getting bad RNG. Here you can see he's aiming at the left cupola, or like the left mini turret. Close range, it misses. He's aiming at it again, and it misses. And the third shot, it starts driving forwards, and the front lifts up just slightly right when he fires, and the shot misses. And the ELC is very capable of missing point blank if you don't sit there and aim for like 4 seconds, because the dispersion is so big. And so the ELC gets made fun of in this video for shooting premium ammo and having therefore no skill, but the only reason this T-28 HTC is alive right now is because of RNG. 3 RNG misses point blank that were aimed at his weak spot. Low rolls earlier from the Progetto, and he's shooting premium ammo at an AFK Yak Tiger. There's just so much conflicts in this video that I just had to talk about it. I had to talk about it, guys. I get yelled at so much for shooting premium ammo, but I think with the way the game is currently set up, you kind of need to shoot premium ammo to consistently pen weak spots, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that they need to fix the weak spots in the armor and not just punish people for not being able to pen things by making them do less damage when they're shots that they should pen anyways. So I'm gonna go on this website, tanks.gg, and this site's great because you can look at the armor modeling of tanks. And this is something I think you'll find really interesting. So if you go to the Object 260 and you go to 3D model and you set it to live, what this shows is your chance of penetrating in certain areas. So, and then you can change the angle of the tank, and the armor changes depending on what angle you're shooting from. Like if you're shooting the pike, it becomes flat from the left and above, and you can pen it very easily. So this is a tier 10 heavy tank, and the gun that is being simulated for shooting at it is the Object 260's gun with the standard shell of 260 penetration. This is why I think it's okay to shoot premium ammo. So say that you're in a fight with this guy and you are fighting him and you're point blank. You're sitting there and you're pre-aimed, and he comes around the corner and he turns straight at you, and you shoot him in the low plate with standard ammo. You have a 67.5% chance to pin that. Well, okay, so you just bounce because you got the unlucky side of the RNG, and then he pins you. And then you shoot and you bounce again, because technically with this kind of RNG, you can bounce like 3 out of 10 shots. So your first 3 shots bounce, his first 4 shots pin, and your fight's over. Like, you really aren't going to come back from that unless you get really lucky. So for me, I load premium ammo because I don't like having a 30% chance of bouncing weak spots. And a lot of the weak spots in this game, like this, that's just what happens. Like, why should I RNG bounce that? I feel like I shouldn't. But it does open up a big debate about, well, if I'm shooting prem at this guy's low plate and he's not shooting prem at mine, then I do have an advantage. But I think that because of that, you shouldn't nerf the premium ammo. The problem is that this should pin more consistently, not that my ammo should do less damage if I want to pin consistently on a spot that is technically a weak spot. I don't think everyone who shoots premium ammo has no skill. I think that a lot of times it's a necessary thing in this game. And during that replay, I think that the IKV made a great play to come into the city. I wish more of my tank destroyers on my teams did that. And I think the Progetto did a good job at aiming at the weak spots and knowing where the weak spots were, as well as the ELC at the end of the game. And there's just a lot of RNG, 25% RNG. You can bounce weak spots. You can miss point blank. I don't think prem shell is a problem. I think prem shells actually are people trying to get more consistency in this game, because you shouldn't bounce this 3 out of 10 times if he's in the middle of the open. He should be held accountable for his misplay. And Jingles, hopefully we can still be friends, except you don't know me. But all right, well, you guys, hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully what I presented kind of makes sense to you guys, and I will catch you guys on the next video.